Dawn on the Serengeti steppe always begins with a symphony of light. As the first rays of sunlight pierce through the mist, this vast land seems to awaken from a long, cold slumber. Dewdrops still cling to the tall elephant grass, sparkling like thousands of precious jewels bestowed by nature. Here, life and death coexist. But at this moment, the world seems to possess only eternal peace. On a smooth, warm granite slab, a queen of the steppe enjoys a deep sleep. She is a lioness with a golden coat, her muscles rippling beneath her soft skin, completely relaxed. Beside her, a tiny creature has just opened its eyes to greet the new day. The lion cub, with its large, innocent eyes and clumsy steps, is unaware of the harshness of the world outside its mother's embrace. The morning scene is truly peaceful. The playful lion cub tugged at its mother's tail, rolled around on the dry grass, and chased fluttering butterflies. The mother lion opened her eyes to look at her cub. Her amber eyes filled with boundless love. She gently licked its head, a tender gesture but also a way to mark its scent, asserting her ownership and absolute protection. For the mother lion, this cub was not just her flesh and blood, but her entire future. her only hope in this harsh dry season. But the laws of the savanna never allow for prolonged complacency. A strange wind blew through, carrying the scent of dust and a distinctive, pungent, and threatening aroma. The mother lion's ears twitched. She rose to her feet. A herd of wild buffalo. Hundreds of them. They moved like a dark, ominous torrent. Silent and ferocious. The sound of their hooves pounding on the dry ground created tremors that reached the base of the rocks where the mother and cub were sheltering. Wild buffalo are prey. But when gathered in a herd, they become a fearsome force, ready to crush any predator that dares approach. Especially lone lions. And most dangerously, they hate lions. A centuries-old feud deeply ingrained in their genes. When they spot a lion cub, they will not let it go. Their goal is not self-defense, but to eliminate the potential threat. The mother lion let out a low growl, signaling her cub to retreat. But chaos had already begun. The deafening noise of the buffalo herd frightened the lion cub. Instead of hiding in the rock, its naive instinct drove it to dart out. Lost in the tall grass, that obscured its vision. That was a fatal mistake. The lead buffalo, a giant with horns that curved like two scythes of death, had smelled the lion cub. Its eyes were bloodshot, streaked with the blood of furious rage. It broke away from the herd, charging straight towards the bushes where the lion cub was trembling. The ground shook under the weight of nearly a ton hurtling along at the speed of a truck. The lioness had no time to think. Maternal instinct exploded more powerfully than any fear. From the rock, she swooped down like a golden lightning bolt, cutting across the path of the enraged buffalo. Bang! The first impact created a deafening sound, and a cloud of dust rose. The lioness used the full weight of her body to ram the buffalo's shoulder, deflecting the deadly charge aimed at her cub. But the price was not maul. The buffalo's sharp horns grazed the lioness's side, leaving a streak of bright red blood on her golden fur. Painful. Yet she did not retreat. She stood between the giant buffalo and her cub, baring her fangs and roaring. A roar that echoed across the land. warning the enemy and reassuring her child. But the enemy was not just one. The entire herd of wild buffalo began to encircle them. The dark wall of muscles and sharp horns was tightening. The lioness and her cub were now like two fragile leaves in a raging torrent. She understood that if they held out, they would both be trampled. She had to fight her way through. A daring decision flashed through her mind. The lioness took the initiative. She charged into the herd, fighting fiercely. Her razor-sharp claws tore through the air, aiming for the eyes. And noses of the giants. Her ferocity caused the buffalo to stagger. Taking advantage of that moment of chaos, she turned and nudged her cub, signaling it to run toward the thorny bushes in the distance. "Run, my child. I'll hold them off." Seizing the golden opportunity, the lioness lunged at the enemy's throat. This was the lion's famous finishing move, the chokehold. Her fangs sank into the trachea. The lioness used the full weight of her body to pin the buffalo's head down. A test of sheer strength and endurance. The buffalo struggled, shaking its head, even kneeling and then standing up again, trying to shake off its enemy. But the lioness seemed to have turned to stone. Her eyes closed, concentrating all her energy into her jaws. She tightened, tighter and tighter, until the muscles in her face twitched uncontrollably. Time seemed to stand still. Only the sound of wheezing breaths and desperate clawing at the ground remained. Gradually, strength drained from the buffalo's massive body. Its legs gave way. One leg, then two. The entire mountain of flesh collapsed to the ground, creating a final cloud of dust. The lioness still did not let go. It held on until the enemy's last breath faded, until the buffalo's eyes rolled back. Silence fell over the bloody battlefield. The buffalo in the distance, witnessing their leader brought down by a lone lioness, were consumed by fear. They recoiled, turned, and fled, scattering into the descending darkness.